Welcome to Indian River School in Canaan, New Hampshire, the setting for my action research project. Come in with me to take a look. It's after hours, so we won't be disturbing anyone. As we go along, I'll discuss some of the things that prompted my action research. This is a middle school with grades 5 through 8, and there are about 425 students. I've been the library media specialist here for 3 years. When I was hired, the principal stressed that I was to help the school meet the new state ICT standards, which included digital portfolios for all students. I decided to design a library program that would bring all of the students up to speed on the digital and online resources that were currently available to support their coursework. I tried to share the tools that the students would likely need in their future lives. While I was moving forward with a digital focus, I noticed that many teachers weren't using digital tools and resources. When I visited classrooms, there were many overhead projectors in use. We had purchased a number of digital projectors, and I had several I could loan out from the library. When I asked about using them, the teachers explained that they had just too much information on their transparencies to think about switching to a more digital way of presenting. They also expressed concern over trying something that might not work and not having support. As teachers brought their students to the library to work on projects, they generally were using search engines and typing things up using Microsoft Word. Our students seemed less than enthusiastic about their projects, and I didn't see many excited students working on assignments. I began to see opportunities to swap a handmade brochure for one done with Publisher, or creating bibliographies using an online tool like EasyBib. At the beginning of the program in our MLT course, I learned that I would need to find a project for my action research. When I talked with my tech director, he said he'd like to see the teachers using more of the technology, but they just weren't getting on board with digital tools and techniques. The district had invested heavily in network and hardware, but professional development just wasn't creating any interest or sufficient opportunity to really master new techniques. The teachers who were using digital tools and online resources had investigated and taught themselves. The focus of my action research quickly became meaningful, effective technology integration. I was hoping to find a way to incorporate the exciting theories and practices I found in my courses with activities that could inspire and support the teachers in their technology efforts. When I designed Cycle 1 of my project, it included a presentation on today's students with handouts of Prensky's perspective and gave me an opportunity to use the presentation Zen techniques from TMD. I kept the visuals simple with images to form a backdrop for the spoken content of my presentation. The next step was a survey to get a baseline for the teachers' comfort and skill using digital tools, as well as their needs and preferences for professional development. The Google Docs forms that were introduced in ETC gave me great information by automatically feeding into a spreadsheet. My goal was to have enough data for the basis of a training program for the teachers. I planned to use ADDIE from EDE to design the specific activities and evaluate my efforts. When I reviewed the current literature regarding technology integration, 3 major themes emerged. The first involved the nature of today's students and the need for using digital technology for teaching. In addition to Prensky's views of digital natives, Harwood and Asal noted that students spent most of their time outside school using digital technology. Harwood and Asal asserted that those uses of technology did more to prepare them for the future than the limited use in school, and not providing adequate education in using technology would have a high price. Burgess focused on the need for learning to be student-centered and to equip teachers with enough expertise to integrate technology in a meaningful way. Wismer reported that students stated they may learn through the use of notes and lectures, but remembered better when technology and projects were used. These findings and observations were consistent with those I encountered in Gardner's Multiple Intelligences, Brain-Based Learning with Jensen, and Constructivism as described by Steger in MLT. The results of the Cycle 1 survey indicated very positive agreement that today's students are indeed different, and using digital technology is very effective as a way of teaching them. Convincing most teachers of the appropriateness of digital technology for teaching would not be an issue. The second area of concentration in the research was the barriers to technology integration and the challenges teachers face transitioning to digital methods and tools. Player noted that veteran teachers have a more difficult time gaining fluency with digital technologies. The average age of the teachers in our school is 48.5 years, which certainly indicates the likelihood of many veteran teachers. Claire said that the teachers would have to recognize technology as a valuable tool for them to be motivated to incorporate digital teaching methods. Our teachers were definitely examples of Claire's findings. Mauza pointed out that most professional development is quite ineffective. It was often short-term, fragmented, and did not consider how teachers learn. Ongoing support following professional development was advocated by Mauza. Again, the findings of the survey confirmed that teachers want more long-term, focused professional development and support. Perhaps the greatest barrier noted by the teachers in the survey was the lack of time for exploring and mastering new technologies. This agreed with Overbaugh, who identified time management as one of the biggest concerns affecting technology integration. The final area identified in the research was effective strategies for training teachers for technology integration. A number of exemplary training programs in several states were cited by minors, and most of them included a strong focus on inquiry-based activities. COPCA reported on an effective program of mentoring, and several of the teachers surveyed favored peer mentoring. Levin and Wadmani noted that teachers at different levels of readiness to integrate technology required different professional development strategies. My initial plan for Cycle 2 was to design and implement a training program and then give the survey again at the end. I really wanted the training to have positive and lasting results. I also wanted to inspire confidence in the teachers and a sense that they would be supported. After interviewing several of the teachers individually, I realized that the analyzing phase in ADDIE from our EDE course needed to be the basis of the professional development plan to maximize its effectiveness. The principles in TMD stressed matching learning styles with engaging, interactive content. To analyze, design, develop, and implement a professional development plan would definitely be too ambitious given the time I had to complete it. Cycle 2 needed to be adjusted to include more in-depth meetings with the teams of teachers to determine their specific readiness and needs for training. I knew for it to have any degree of success, it needed to be relevant and of real use to the teachers. This action research project confirmed the findings of the literature reviewed, particularly the need to consider time and support, in addition to individual needs and differences, when planning professional development activities. The analysis and design will be key to having a successful outcome for the teachers and students. The implementation of the training and support program in the fall will actually be a Cycle 3 for this project. Based upon the survey and pilot activities this spring, the library media position has been adjusted for half-time in the library and half-time in the classroom working with teachers. There will also be focused and ongoing professional development activities. Adjustments will be made each time a training cycle is completed. Our students are excited about the Action Research Project. They enjoyed being involved in the pilot activities and certainly demonstrated how very engaging and effective the project-based activities can be. The filming techniques from FPE and the phrase, "Unleash yourself," helped me to share more tips and skills. In the fall, students will be involved in media asset creation for the library website. Using a Schoology unit from LMO, they will be working at their own pace, exploring new media equipment and editing techniques. They will also be learning from tutorials that I've created with ScreenFlow and iMovie as encountered in MAC. This Action Research Project has had a profound effect on my future work in the library. Along with enriching the library program, it has clearly transformed my teaching. As you can see, the students are really thriving on exploring all of the web tools and digital equipment. There's a great deal of hope. Teachers who have always wanted to integrate digital technology, but didn't have time or support for doing it, are excited about the possibilities. Without the EMDT program, very little of this would exist, and I wouldn't be trained enough in all of the necessary media techniques to provide the best training and support. It's all about supporting the teachers so they can share the skills the students will need for their futures.